Some careers end because of age. Others end because of failure. Dinesh Karthik's almost ended because someone else's decision changed his life. For years, he was supposed to be India's next great wicketkeeper, a gifted batter, a reliable glove man, a player destined for a long international career. Then, everything fell apart. He lost his place in the Indian team. He lost the trust of selectors. And away from cricket, he lost the person he believed would always stand beside him. Many people would have walked away. Many would have accepted that their story was over. Dinesh Karthik refused. Because this isn't simply the story of a cricketer who made a comeback. It's the story of a man who rebuilt his entire life, one setback at a time. Before we continue, if you're someone who follows cricket closely enough to watch a full video like this, you've probably thought about placing a bet on a match at some point. And if you have, the platform you use actually makes a huge difference. I've been using MegaParry throughout this cricket season. Fast withdrawals, competitive odds, and coverage of everything from international matches to franchise leagues. If you'd like to try it yourself, use code TTV when you sign up. It automatically doubles your first deposit, giving you twice the value right from the start. Now, let's get back to Dinesh Karthik's incredible story. A boy destined for cricket. Long before packed stadiums, before the IPL, before India's blue jersey, Dinesh Karthik was simply a young boy growing up in Chennai. Cricket wasn't just a hobby. It was part of everyday life. His father, Krishna Kumar, introduced him to the game at an early age and demanded discipline in everything he did. Training sessions were intense. Mistakes were corrected immediately. Nothing came easily. But those difficult years created a player who learned one lesson very early. Talent opens the door. Hard work keeps it open. As he progressed through Tamil Nadu's cricket system, coaches noticed his quick hands behind the stumps. His batting became more confident. His fearless approach stood out. Soon, India came calling. At just 19 years old, Dinesh Karthik made his international debut. The future looked bright. India believed it had found the next long-term wicketkeeper. But cricket has a cruel way of changing plans, losing everything. Just as Karthik began establishing himself, another young wicketkeeper emerged. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Powerful, fearless, different. Within months, Indian cricket had found a new superstar. Selectors made their decision. Dhoni became India's first-choice wicketkeeper. Karthik suddenly found himself watching from the sidelines. One opportunity disappeared after another. Whenever he returned, he knew one poor performance could send him back out again. Living in someone else's shadow became exhausting. Then life delivered an even greater blow. Away from cricket, his marriage collapsed in the most public and painful way imaginable. His wife, Nikita, left him and later married fellow Indian cricketer Murali Vijay. The headlines spread everywhere. For Karthik, the pain wasn't just personal. It became public. At almost the same time, his cricket career appeared to be slipping away. The national team no longer seemed to need him. His personal life had fallen apart. Everything he had built seemed to disappear at once. Many later admitted they feared he might never recover. Choosing to begin again. Most people fight back with anger. Dinesh Karthik chose something much harder. Silence. Instead of arguing, instead of blaming others, he returned to training. He rebuilt himself from the ground up. He transformed his fitness, worked on his batting, strengthened his mindset, and slowly, he rediscovered his confidence. Domestic cricket became his proving ground. Every run mattered. Every innings became another audition. Then life gave him something else. A second chance away from cricket. He met Indian squash champion Deepika Pallikal. Their relationship brought stability, support, and happiness that had been missing for years. For the first time in a long time, Dinesh Karthik smiled again. His life wasn't perfect, but it was moving forward. Then cricket called once more. Not with guarantees, only with another opportunity. One he refused to waste. The story that refused to end. Years of hard work slowly began paying off. Domestic runs turned into opportunities. Opportunities turned into belief. But the moment that changed everything came in 2018. The Nita Trophy final. India versus Bangladesh. One last over. India needed 34 runs from 12 balls. Then, 5 runs from the final delivery. Dinesh Karthik walked to the crease carrying enormous pressure. There was no time to settle. No chance to play himself in. Only one ball remained. Millions watched. The bowler ran in. Karthik swung. The ball sailed over the boundary. 6. India had stolen victory. Commentators screamed. Teammates stormed onto the field. Fans could hardly believe what they had witnessed. In a matter of seconds, the man many believed was finished had produced one of the greatest finishes in Indian cricket history. That single shot became more than a winning six. It became proof that patience eventually finds its reward. Yet Dinesh Karthik wasn't finished writing his story. As younger stars continued dominating Indian cricket, he accepted a different role. He became the experienced professional, the mentor, the finisher, someone who understood that leadership isn't always measured by captaincy. Sometimes, it's measured by trust. Then came another unexpected chapter. The 2022 IPL. Playing for Royal Challengers Bangalore, Karthik reinvented himself once again. Match after match, he finished games under pressure. Impossible chases suddenly looked possible. His calmness became contagious. While younger players chased headlines, Karthik quietly won matches. Once again, selectors couldn't ignore him. At 37 years old, when most cricketers were preparing for retirement, Dinesh Karthik earned another call-up to the Indian team, a return that few believed would ever happen. He even found a place in India's squad for the T20 World Cup. Nearly 2 decades after making his international debut, he was still wearing India's colors, still competing, still proving people wrong. That achievement wasn't built on extraordinary talent alone. It was built on resilience. Every setback had made him stronger. Every disappointment had taught him patience. Every rejection had given him another reason to keep going. Looking back today, many people remember Dinesh Karthik for one unforgettable six. Others remember the difficult years spent behind MS Dhoni. Some remember the painful chapter in his personal life. But perhaps none of those moments truly define him. What defines Dinesh Karthik is his refusal to surrender. Every time life closed one door, he found another. Every time cricket seemed ready to move on without him, he found a way back. His journey reminds us that success isn't always about arriving first. Sometimes, it's about refusing to stop. Because careers don't always follow straight lines. Some are filled with detours, heartbreak, failure, and second chances. Very few athletes survive all of them. Dinesh Karthik did, not because everything went his way, but because he kept moving forward when almost nothing did. That's why his story isn't remembered simply as a comeback. It's remembered as perseverance, as resilience, as hope. Because while many careers have a clear beginning and end, Dinesh Karthik's always seemed to find another chapter, another opportunity, another reason to believe. And that's why, whenever people speak about one of cricket's greatest comeback stories, one name always belongs in the conversation. Dinesh Karthik, the man who conquered betrayal, defied time, and proved that sometimes the greatest stories are the ones that refuse to end. Today, Dinesh Karthik's influence extends far beyond the runs he scored or the catches he took behind the stumps. After stepping away from international cricket, he embraced a new challenge: broadcasting. Many former players struggle to explain the game as clearly as they once played it. Karthik seemed naturally suited to it. His calm analysis, his tactical understanding, and his ability to read situations made him one of the most respected voices in cricket commentary. He continued working with younger cricketers, sharing the lessons that only experience can teach: how to handle pressure, how to recover after failure, how to stay mentally strong when the world has already written your ending. Those lessons carried far more weight because he had lived every one of them. His journey reminds us that success isn't measured only by trophies or records. Sometimes it's measured by endurance, by the ability to survive moments that seem impossible, to keep believing when nobody else does, and to reinvent yourself whenever life demands it. Looking back now, it's remarkable to think that the boy once considered India's future wicketkeeper spent much of his career fighting simply to stay relevant. Yet perhaps that constant struggle became his greatest strength, because every setback taught him humility, every comeback taught him resilience, and every new chapter proved that no defeat is permanent unless you decide to stop writing your story. That is why Dinesh Karthik's legacy isn't built only on unforgettable finishes or remarkable comebacks. It is built on perseverance, on resilience, and on the quiet belief that no matter how many times life knocks you down, there is always another innings waiting to be played.